Okay, team. So I'm going to show you how to merge files. So once you've created all your blocks with your team, and everybody's created their own little blocks, everything, and now you want to stitch those things together. So what you would do is take the shape files that you've created, throw them into a Google Drive folder, and then one person's going to import those from the Google Drive and bring them into the project. So what you're going to do is go to layer, or actually, yeah, layer, add vector layer, because shapefiles are vector files. And then find wherever you've put those files. So in my case, it's in this thing. Okay, so now with the shapefile, you get all these different things. So that's a little nuts. All you need is the .shp for this, but sometimes, depending on what you're doing, you'll need all of these different formats. But in this case, we're just going to use shp. Click add down here. Sweet, so now you can see it's there. Okay, so here's the problem, right? It doesn't line up right. You know, it's overlapping the... Oh, my computer's having problems here. It's like lagging. But it's overlapping that green block. You can see that there. It's overlapping that. And that overlapping is going to cause a big problem when you go try to do NDVI and stuff, and you try to clip, and you've got overlapping things and you're clipping. There's a few ways you can correct this. An easy one is just to highlight the layer that you just brought in. Go up here, toggle editing. Then click on the vertex tool. Now you can see, when I go over it, you can see the little points, at every little angle. Double click on the point, and then now I can start moving it around and correcting. I can correct for all this, so let's put that there. Cool, so now we're right on the juncture of block 9. Again, we're going to need to correct this. Double click and hold it, and then drop it onto that angle there, that vertex. Okay, easy. So now that's all perfectly lined up. Okay, so that's how you correct everything. So then hit toggle editing, save. Brilliant. All right, now let's merge. So if you go into the processing toolbox over here and you search merge, you'll see merge vector layers. Double click on that, go into input layers, and then this is where you're just going to find all the layers. So I have a thing called, let's see what it's actually called. I think it's like Gort-Chalou blocks, I think. But I actually won't do it right now because this is an actual map, and I don't really want to have to deal with this. But you would click on Gort-Chalou blocks, and I'm going to find the thing called merge test. Where is it? There's a lot of layers in this file. Here it is, merge test. And then make sure it says EPSG, make sure those are the same. So 32646, 32646. Okay, those are the CRSs, right? So remember, if you're working in UTM zone 10 or whatever you're working in, but they also have these quicker numbers that are associated with them called EPSGs. I think now it doesn't matter as much if they line up and the programs will correct for those things, but you know, I always run into problems when I'm working with GIS data where the CRSs of different files don't line up and then you try to merge them or you try to clip one with the other and it just doesn't work. So it's always good to just make sure they align. Click OK. Destination CRS, right? Use whatever CRS that you're using for your project. So in this case, it's just EPSG 32646, which is UTM zone 46 north. Okay. And then go ahead and here, you don't want to create a temporary. You want this thing to be like your permanent layer. So in here, go to save to file. And then just call it something else, make it a shapefile, save it, and then hit run down here, and you're good to go. That's how you merge. That's how you're going to merge all your shapefiles together. But make sure they're corrected and they're not overlapping and that sort of thing. If they are overlapping and if you try to go clip something with it, which is what you're going to do with your NDVIs, because you're going to clip those images, it's going to spit back an error message. It's going to say something like, I don't know what it says, but it says like, we can't clip it. That's when you use a tool called fix geometries. And what you would do is go in here and you would find whatever thing you were trying to use to clip as a clipping layer. So this would be like if you merged your blocks, but you didn't correct those overlaps, right? So that merged file you'd put in there. And then you would just, again, save it as a permanent file somewhere, and you call it something like merge blocks fixed. And then you would run it, and then it would be fine to use for clipping. Okay? All right, so that's it. That's how you're going to merge and do all that stuff.